Miami and Houston, Arian Foster, knee issues going into the day. Don't worry, he was just fine. Ryan Tannehill, put that mouthpiece in, kid. It's going to be a long day. Second quarter, Dolphins up 3-0. Miami ball their own 47. Tannehill looking for Legadou Nane, instead finding Jonathan Joseph after tip. I got it. Nice run back down into the red zone. Houston would tie the game in a 35-yarder by Shane Graham. Next Dolphins possession, okay. Let's make sure I've learned my lesson here. Looking for Legadou Nane again. Tipped and intercepted by Brian Cushing. Boy, guys weren't this tall in the Big 12, Coach. I don't understand. 7 plays later, Texans ball, 1st and 10 on the Dolphins 14. Arian Foster in the end zone. Houston up 10-3. Okay. Ryan Tannehill says, I've learned my lesson. I got to throw the ball a little bit higher now. Looking for Brian Hartline. Oh, tipped again? These guys are really tall in the NFL. Kareem Jackson with a pick. It's 3rd interception for Ryan Tannehill. 3 plays later, 2nd and goal on the Dolphins 2. Arian Foster, I'm stronger than you. I'm in the end zone. Houston up 17-3, and Miami is getting blitzed. Well, they've learned their lesson finally after watching Arian Foster bull his way into the end zone. Miami says, let's put the ball on the ground. Make sure we're not going to fumble into. Oh, boy. Daniel Thomas, the ball on the ground. Daniel Manning recovers. Texans ball on the Dolphins 32. 3 plays later, Texans ball, 1st and 10 on the Dolphins 14. Joe Philbin says, it wasn't like this on Hard Knocks. We just played against each other. Andre Johnson with a touchdown catch. 24-3 Texans going to the second half. Third quarter, finally get a little bit of offense from the Miami Dolphins. They put Ryan Tannehill back there to return a kick. No, it's Marcus Thigpen who takes the punt, and he goes 72 yards saying, see, put me on HBO more. I'm pretty good. Ryan Tannehill, he has the celebration thing down, Pat. I mean, not throwing the football yet, but he's got the celebration thing down. All right, it's 24-10, and we have a game right now. Yeah, not so much. Fourth quarter with Houston up 24-10. Texans ball, 3rd and 4. It's Matt Schaub looking for Andre Johnson again. He's got it down inside the 5. They would go on to score again. Johnson, 8 catches for 119 and a touchdown. Final score 30-10. Ryan Tannehill thinks, well, these guys are really tall in the NFL.
Texans in Jacksonville coming off a Week 1 victory at home against Miami.
Don't try that at home, people.
The
There's
head
no
buddy?
reason to be doing that. Yeah, stop that. Brian Cushing, stop that.
Matt Schaub's favorite receiver on the day was actually tight end Owen Daniels, open for a first down.
Owen loves his quarterback.
Yeah, he does.
You got the wrong tight end.
Oh, that's right.
But the passing game in Houston, guys, is really a supplement to the running game. Ben
All day
Tate,
long.
delayed draw of 26 yards.
Two-headed monster. The best back in the league, if you ask me. Arian Foster, now he's coupled with a great backup in Ben Tate who can do the job himself.
Well, let's continue the
Tough tandem to
superlatives.
stop.
Texans are the best team in the AFC.
I agree.
When they stay healthy.
Yeah, that's always the case, but
Yeah.
that can be said for
And when
any
they stay
team.
in bounds.
It was ruled that he
I see
stepped
a little
out, but the
green.
Texans
I see some green.
I see a little green.
touchdown.
No,
Oh, that one's good. Yeah.
Ruled a touchdown. Houston on top 10-0. The best team in the AFC, according to Tom Waddle.
No doubt. You heard it here.
Back to the ground,
There
and
it
the
is.
best running back, Arian
Yes.
Foster,
Arian
touchdown.
Foster, great job seeing the cutback lane.
Is there any doubt that's the best one-two punch in the league?
And it also is great because the scheme fits what they do the best.
Yep.
10-0 now. Schaub finds Arian Foster, can also catch it out of the backfield.
You know what? Schaub has such a great ability to see the field. He completed passes to 8 different receivers.
Wow.
He doesn't take unnecessary risks.
2 good running backs. We've already seen Ben Tate with 1 touchdown. Now he has 2, and Houston making it look easy, 17-zip.
And once again, we're showing the Houston offense. But I think if you look deep into this game, it's the Houston defense that outshines their offense.
And you also see Blaine Gabbert going 7 out of 19.
And we talked in the previous game about the effort, getting to the football. This Houston Texans team never lacks effort. Always around the football, 3 or 4 players at all times.
And what bothers Gabbert most of all, we saw that
pressure.
last year, and pressure.
But that's just a bad throw.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just overthrow.
Last week he was good against the Minnesota Vikings. He
Did
showed
a nice job.
progress.
He was a lot
made
better than he was
progress.
last year.
And
As we
took a
watch
step
him
back.
struggle right here, guys, a couple numbers to think about. Jacksonville 0 for 9 on 3rd down.
Run right into me. Thank you.
How about 117 yards of total offense?
Oh, my God.
Total.
I have a bigger stat. How about time of possession? On the road, Texans 43 minutes. Jaguars 16.
Oh, my God.
Felt like 60-0.
Here's a play. Blaine Gabbert finding Maurice Jones-Drew. He finds a way to come back.
That's an outstanding play, but you don't want to make
Don't
your
they say
living
that-
doing that.
No. Don't they say a broken clock is right twice a day?
Yes. Yes.
So everyone can get lucky.
El Shaw, meanwhile, just steady, not spectacular today. Garrett Graham for 15.
Just keep distributing the football to different open receivers. Don't take any unnecessary risks and allow your running back tandem to do the heavy lifting.
Ben Tate, third touchdown run of the day. Texans leading 24-7. More Blaine Gabbert struggling. Third down and 17. I mentioned that they were 0 for 9 on the day. Well, not only did they fail to convert into first down.
Where's that going?
Yeah, where is that going?
And he gets hurt on this one,
Blaine
correct?
Gabbert injured on this play. Injured his leg, did not come back to the game, and Chad Henne would come in to finish.
Insult.
This is a huge step up in class for the Jags. There's no shame in losing to the Houston Texans at all.
27-7, the final. This a number of ways. Blaine Gabbert, 7-19, 0 for 9, third down. A little over 100 yards total offense. A lot of ways to look at Jacksonville's struggles. Meanwhile, Houston just solid and efficient, doing what they do, strong ground game.
A lot of fun this afternoon. The late game's crazy as well. Gary Kubiak, welcome back to Denver. He was the understudy for John Elway for all those years. Don't spit that out. You're on camera. Come on, man. Let's clean it up a little bit. Matt Schaub dropping back, and hello, Elvis. Elvis Doomerville. Well, yeah, we're going to call it a sack.
Yeah, it's a sack and a safety. It's 2 points.
Got to get rid of that.
Jack Del Rio impressed. First quarter, Peyton, such a terrible first quarter Monday night against. Wait.
No flag? No flag?
What had happened, see.
Joel Dreesen got hung up with Danielle Manning. That's what happened there. And then Matt Schaub with his team down 5-zip to Andre Johnson.
Andre Johnson. First quarter. Andre Johnson lighting it up right there, putting the Houston Texans on the board. He and Matt Schaub. That was a good play action. That was a good play.
60 yards and a 7-5 lead, and then it's Arian Foster.
And this is what they do best. They're going to establish the ground game and take control of the line of scrimmage and set up all their play action stuff.
Second quarter, Schaub. This time, going to find Foster out of the backfield.
Go to the pylon.
3 yards on the scamper, taps a 14-play, 97-yard drive. They're up 14-5. Next Houston possession. This time Schaub downfield for Kevin Walter. Speaking of an offense that's got some weapons, Mooch.
Yeah, Kevin Walter, now he's a great number 2 receiver here. And Matt Schaub, now he can throw the deep ball. When all three of these guys, plus Walter, are healthy, look out. It's a heck of an offensive, talented team.
Jack Del Rio not as happy with his defense after that highlight. Hoping to apply some pressure here. The ball's all picked.
Get him!
Wesley Woodyard, the one-hand INT.
Get down. Save yourself.
Now, he had been ruled out of bounds at the Broncos 40, led to a Michael Prater 53-yard field goal.
What was that?
What is that?
That's the game day highlight stance. You guys don't recognize it? So the Broncos were down 10 at that point. Still 21-11. Schaub looking for Johnson after he gets clobbered.
Almost was a great play. This is about a $100,000 fine.
This is an ugly hit.
Well, there was a roughing the passer penalty on Joe Mays.
That's a lot of money right there.
That is a tough
How
one to
come
even
helmets
look
are
at.
coming off, Prime? All over
Because
the
guys
place.
are bigger, stronger, and faster.
Led to a Shane Graham field goal and a 13-point lead. Now it's Owen Daniels. He's muscling in. If he can stay healthy, he's a weapon as well. And the Texans have a 20-point lead. What is going on with this Peyton Manning team? Fourth quarter, Houston continuing its drive, up 20. Ben Tate, let's go get it. And, let's fumble it. Justin Bannon recovers at midfield, so Denver's in business. Manning
Peyton highlight here.
to Brandon Stokely, 38 yards, and
Beautiful. That's the
touch.
Peyton we all know.
They're within 13. Denver gets it back. Under 7.5 to go.
That's
Manning
what you want Peyton to do.
to
Throw off his back
Stokely.
leg. Great way to uncover by Stokely.
And another first down. 5 plays later, Manning looking for Jacob Tamming. And it's nearly picked off by Bryce McCain. Close call for the Broncos. Manning pressured. J.J. Watt, what a stud he is.
He is, the youngster out of Wisconsin. Now, this guy is a beast. Sapp talked about him this morning, but this guy is a one-man wrecking crew.
2.5 sacks on the day for him, but Manning looking for Demaryius Thomas, so he had him. However, McCain's flagged for illegal contact on Brandon Stokely, so a first down for the Broncos.
Take that. Take that. You'd rather take the 15 and give up the 6 any day.
So next play, Manning looking for Demaryius Thomas again in the back of the end zone. Is this a touchdown?
Oh, boy, let's look at it.
initially ruled a score on the field. It would be reviewed. But let's look at the second foot. There's one.
Two.
No. Overturned. All scoring plays are reviewed.
Good overturn. Great throw.
Well, Manning, does he have more great throws in him? This time looking for Eric Decker. It is incomplete, but there's another flag on the field.
Stop this, man.
This time Kareem Jackson.
This is getting ridiculous. Hey, all you got to do is throw the ball down the field. You're going to get a PI.
If you feel like you've seen every play on this drive, probably because you have. It's the 16th play. Manning to Decker to Grayson.
Just like you draw it up.
Broncos down 6. Ensuing Texans possession. 3rd and 5. All right, Peyton, you're still in this thing. They're throwing it. Oh,
big play.
Andre Johnson.
That's wrong, man.
Just like last week when Matt Ryan made a 3rd and 5 to keep the sticks moving.
Texans and the Titans. Houston 3-0 for the first time in franchise history. We are in search of Chris Johnson. We'll see. First quarter, no score. Matt Schaub connects with Andre Johnson, 33 yards, and the route is on. What do you mean? It's just one play. It's like 14 minutes to go in the first quarter. Yeah, the route was on. 5 plays later, 2nd and 7 from the Titans' 11. Schaub connects with the immortal James Casey for the 11-yard touchdown. Texans take an early 7-0 lead. Later in the first, Titans trying to get back. All I can say for this is, Jake Locker, look out, look out, look out, look out. Look, he didn't hear me. Sacked by Glover Quinn. He loses 8 yards. He's in pain. He would go to the locker room. You could see Locker did not see Quinn, didn't see J.J. Watt. He gets crunched. Locker would not return. Matt Hasselbeck comes into the game for the Titans. Ensuing Texans possession, still 7-0 Houston. Arian Foster, we've only seen this a billion times the last 3 years. Up the middle, 4-yard touchdown. Texans up 14-zip, the 4th rushing touchdown of the season for Arian Foster. Take a bow, very nice. Second quarter, Titans get the ball, and now here he is, Chris Johnson. He dances and gets caught for a loss. No, he fumbles. No, it's a 19-yard gain. Chris Johnson is back. He actually ran for 141 yards. Welcome back to fantasy relevance, Chris Johnson. Next play, 1st and 10 of the Texans' 19. Hasselbeck throws to Craig Stevens, who bowls his way into the end zone. Fantasy points that no one gets. Titans trail 14-7. Okay, that's my last fantasy reference I'll make. All right, maybe not. Next Titans possession. Texans still leading 14-7. Hasselbeck is sacked by J.J. Watt. Salute. Sir, yes, sir. Titans will be forced to punt. Third quarter now. Titans still trailing 14-7. Hasselbeck looking for Taylor Thompson. And I think we need some more stickum. No, it didn't work. And Daniel Manning picks it off. Cut left, cut left, cut left. Go, get a block. Ooh, and that was a hellacious block. And celebrate before you get in the end zone. Hooray! Texans lead it 21-7. Matt Hasselbeck not happy. Texans still leading 21-7, 3rd and 5, and the Titans 28. Here's Matt Schaub connecting with breakout fantasy tight end Owen Daniels, who may be back to the player he was 3 years ago. 28-yard on the score, 28-7 Texans. Fourth quarter now, Titans trailing 31-7, desperately trying to get anything going here. Hasselbeck looking for Damian Williams. Instead finds Kareem Jackson, who goes 63 yards for the score. I hope, like me, you weren't playing against the Texans defense in fantasy. Yeah, I was. I'm losing like 56-3 right now. Texans take a 38-7 lead. They win it by the final of 38-14. But look at this, Tennessee. At least Chris Johnson was good, right? It's a hollow victory.
All right, let's start off. We like to start off with the first half. Mark Sanchez, a lot of people talking about that guy coming in. The Jets 2-2 coming into this game. Matt Schaub, Texans 4-0 start is the best in franchise history. First quarter, Matt Schaub finds wide open Owen Daniels.
Dan, what did we talk about in the pregame? Play action. This is what they do. They get you going with Foster, and then they find big Owen Daniels right down the middle of the field. 7-0.
Well, 2 possessions later, look who's in. It's Tim Tebow.
With the perfect pass.
Hill doesn't catch it, though.
Unbelievable. You know what? You got to help your boy Tebow out. He doesn't have too many of these great passes. That one was near perfect.
Sanchez back in next play, and it's intended for Clyde Gates, but that is incomplete, and Sanchez is getting booed at this point.
Not the first time.
Next Texans possession, Matt Schaub intercepted by Antonio Cromartie.
Cromartie had a great game, man. He shut Andre Johnson down.
All right, now it's the Jets' turn. Sanchez fires, finds Jeff Cumberland over the middle, 27 yards.
Caught that one, Heath.
Yes, he caught that one.
At this point, we have a tied game, 7-7. Look, little Tebow Sanchez love. Isn't that nice?
I am not buying it.
That's going on a
Quarter. 4th and 1. Tim Tebow in punt formation. Guess what's going to happen?
Surprise. Surprise.
Well, the Texans were ready for it. They had their defense out on the field.
No one's carrying the ball here but me.
Well,
you
Tebow's
say it in
fired
his
up
voice?
because
No.
it worked. 3 plays later, Mark Sanchez. Pass is knocked down, so Tebow gets it done on the drive, and Sanchez doesn't.
That's right.
Oh, come
J.J.
on,
Watt. Get used to
Amber.
hearing that name tonight.
I'm editorializing, and here's Arian Foster breaking right, 21 yards down to the Jets' 13. Next play, 1st and 10, and it's Foster again, this time to the left, 13 yards for the touchdown. Texans lead 14-7.
I'm not sure what Kyle Wilson was doing there, buddy.
Well, Foster was taking a little bow, ensuing Jets possession. Tebow, little 3-yard gain there, but look, Brian Cushing, he's injured.
Yeah, and Clay Matthews tweeted about this and saying if the NFL wanted to protect players, stop the chop blocks on defenders. I don't know about that. That's a legal block. Kind of tough to take as a defender, though.
He would leave the game and be taken to the locker room. 3 plays later, Antonio Cromartie comes in at wide receiver. This is the point where Terrell Owens sends out the tweet that he's available.
Is it because Antonio Cromartie was playing receiver?
Well, look.
He ran a great route, though. Look, he's open.
Who needs T.O.? He was open, but he doesn't make the catch because it's out of bounds. So you take another look right there.
Nice grab. but-
Jonathan Joseph is on top of him. So eventually they're
Get your feet
forced
in
to punt.
bounds.
Here's the next Jets possession with 29 seconds left. Mark Sanchez is intercepted.
Yeah, but that's a J.J. Watt
was.
play. J.J. just tips this ball.
Block someone 33. It's a touchdown. Please, somebody block 29. Have some awareness. Oh, my God.
Tim Tebow
Block
says,
someone.
wow, would that have happened if I was in the game? Let's take another look.
Hiddenly, J.J. Watt took this game over.
I'm telling you.
This kid is a player.
Wade Phillips said he's going to have a bust in Canton. Well, he's well on his way.
It was 17-7 at halftime, by the way.
Here we are in the 3rd quarter. This is Joe McKnight. Remember he was angry that they had considered moving him to corner?
I'm not a DB. I'm a kickoff returner.
DeVere Posey's not a DB either. He's a wide receiver. He got there at the end, but Joe McKnight gets in there, a 100-yard return. That is all of a sudden a 20-14 game, and we now have a game. They went onside. That didn't work. Now we go to the 4th quarter. It's 23-14. Sanchez, Jeremy Curley down the sideline for 26. He got by Jonathan Joseph inside the red zone, and then in comes Tebow. Very next play. No one's carrying the ball here but me. He fights inside the 5 for 13.
A little note. If Tebow's in the game, more than likely he's going to keep the football and try to run it.
Well, now Sanchez is back in the game. This is 3 plays later. This is 3rd down, and Chaz Shillings be Shillings, but nowhere in the corner of the end zone. So Tebow watches from the sideline. Nick Folk gets a 21-yard field goal. It's 23-17. Jets get the ball back
Tony
again.
Sperano.
Sean Green,
Get your pass down.
a little bit of room.
Nice little screen
To the
call right into
35.
the blitz.
First down. No, this is Sanchez again 3 plays later. J.J. Watt,
There he is again.
though, brings him down.
Mama, there goes that man.
I've also heard
That
Wyatt
man.
for a 5-yard
I've heard it both ways.
Who said that?
8.5 sacks now
Friend of mine.
on the season. Arian Foster stopped short there on 3rd down. What do you do? They're going to punt on
You know
4th
what you
down.
do.
They came out and punted. Now, the drive started with Sanchez. Then it went Tebow. Then back to Sanchez on 3rd down to Jeremy Curley for 6 yards to the 30. 3 plays later, now this is again Sanchez. But look out, Bryce McCain, who had the pick earlier.
He didn't get a block on the pitch.
Yeah, it's an 8-yard loss. Now, we still have time. This is right before the 2-minute warning. Sanchez in and out of
Catch
the
the
hands
ball.
of
You
Jeff
gotta catch that.
Cumberland. And it's picked off by Kareem Jackson. Go down, son. Thank you. 2 picks on the night for Mark
And a
Sanchez.
tackle.
Both of them were tipped.
Hey, listen,
That's
it
a catchable
always
football.
goes back on the quarterback. It's their job to throw through their big trees and the defensive lineman. Tipped or not, those interceptions claimed by the QB.
Final score, 23-17. The Texans remain undefeated, the only team in the American Football Conference that can say that. 5-0, whereas the Jets fall to 2-3. Arian Foster, again, a heavy workload, 29 carries, but he ran for $152. Could be 400 carries this year. That's what Gary Kubiak said. Matt Schaub, decent night as well. 200-some yards and a touchdown, and a conversation with our Kimberly Jones.
The Texans, without Brian Cushing, toward ACL. 5-0, taking on the MVP, Aaron Rodgers, and the Packers, and he was MVP-like. Rodgers to Jordy Nelson. Michael, he was on.
It was the Green Bay Packers offense that we were accustomed to seeing last year. They showed up tonight.
41 yards on that score, up 7-zip. Next possession, Rodgers keeping it alive. Tells Connor Barwin, excuse me.
Look at the pocket presence. Eyes steadily downfield, and you find your guy.
Randall Cobb, 24 yards to the Texans.
When that
32.
guy learn all the nuances of playing receiver, Marshall said it first, he's going to be a great slot receiver.
Hey, how about James Jones? He's hanging on to everything this year, Marshall.
Oh, yeah, that's all those Jordy Nelson balls. When Greg Jennings was there, this is what we saw Jordy Nelson do, and guess what? James Jones is right in the spot. Yep, that's the next step.
Second quarter,
right in.
We're going to pick it up 14-7. Rodgers back at it again. He's looking for James Jones. However, Clean Jackson flagged for PI, Dion.
That's a good play.
Michael?
That's a good play.
I didn't see that. You got to look back. You got to look back. You got to look back.
There's no back, you don't get beat.
All right, let's move on to the next play. Rodgers to Jordy Nelson.
Got it. Post corner post all day.
Third TD pass of the half, 21-7 at that point.
Wonderful job. Put the ball right on the receiver right there.
Third quarter, it's now 21-10. Mason Crosby lining up. And mid-game field goal. We show it to you not because it's good, but because this is bad.
You can't beat yourself.
Unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. Look at Connor Barwin. This is a no-no. You can't jump on your teammates like that.
He didn't jump on his teammate. He landed on his own feet.
I think you got to give him credit for trying it.
Your side of the ball.
All right. Come down on your side of the ball.
Well, this time Aaron Rodgers gets dropped by J.J. Watt. Another huge game for him. 2 sacks, 9.5 on the year.
Good job with J.J. Watt today.
J.J. Watt's a grown man.
He's a beast.
Yeah, he almost ripped Rodgers' head off.
Defensive player of the year right now.
2 plays later, Rodgers, Randall Cobb. Look at him.
Tough
man, muscle.
Get down.
Man, he is a tough.
Don't do it. Dumb play right here.
Don't do it.
Well, Danielle Manning did do it.
190 pounds, you're swinging on a man 300 with a helmet on.
Yeah. Who's on top of you?
What kind of sense?
Cobb, by the way, 7 catches for a $102. Here, Rodgers to Jordy Nelson. He had 3 touchdown grabs on the day.
What a play by Jordy Nelson right there.
Clover Quinn wants to change his number.
Jordy, 9 catches, $121 in those 3 schools. Texans trying to come back shot to Owen Daniels for 27 yards.
Tomorrow's going to get mad at this.
6 plays later, Shaw looking for Keyshawn Martin.
I like the young guy right there, man. The young guy there, they found somebody here. Played good, played hard.
Texans would take it in from there because he didn't get called for the touchdown. Fourth quarter, Rodgers on 3rd and 1.
Great play right here.
Tom Crabtree, he's the guy that caught the fake punt against the Bears earlier this year. Talking about he's borrowing Aaron Hernandez's ink.
It's a great play call.
It was.
He faked like he was blocking and slipped out.
Rodgers' 5th TD pass of the game. Ensuing Texans drive. Schaub picked by Sam Shields.
Sam broke on that thing.
Broke.
That's the way to identify and go at it.
If you're following along at home, Rodgers got 5 touchdown tosses. Let's make it 6. Ties a franchise record.
And it was his best catch right there. Best toss catch. It was an incredible play.
James Jones, 3rd straight week with
Look at that play.
2 touchdown grabs.
It's a
42-24. Congratulations. The Packers are now 3-3. Yeah, this one tested them emotionally.
Ravens and the Texans. Matt Schaub, watch out for the fireworks. Watch out, watch out, watch out. Whoa, that was close. Meanwhile, Terrell Suggs is back. Yeah, look, I wasn't playing basketball. It just happened. I'm okay now. First quarter, and there's Terrell Suggs, the reigning NFL Defensive Player of the Year. Sacks him. He loses 8 yards. Ensuing Ravens possession. Joe Flacco sacked by Connor Barwin for a safety. Houston now trails 3-2. Houston getting a 3-run homer from Jeff Blum. Congratulations on that. Ensuing Texans possession, Matt Schaub looking deep for Kevin Walter. Got it for the touchdown. Texans lead 9-3. Kevin Walter does this like once every 8 games he has a big game. That's who he is. Second quarter, Ravens get the ball 2nd and 7 in their own 45. Joe Flacco looking for Torrey Smith, good idea. Instead, Jonathan Joseph, and he goes 52 yards the other way. Here's the football, I got it. Here's the football, I got it. Touchdown, Texans. take another look. J.J. Watt, who else, tips Joe Flacco's pass, so it goes to Jonathan Joseph. They don't teach that, do they? No, they don't. Texans get the ball back, still 16-3, first play of the drive. Ben Tate runs for 3 yards, but Ed Reed comes up with a big hit. Yeah, that would be the final real highlight for the Ravens of this game. Texans get the ball back. Schaub looking down the middle for Garrett Graham. Hauls it in for 20 yards. 1st and 10 on the Ravens' 24-yard line. That's a great athletic play. See, you thought it was Owen Daniels? No, it wasn't. 3 plays later, 1st and goal. Schaub looks for Owen Daniels. Hey, I'm the guy that makes these plays. Okay. Texans up 23-3. The play would be reviewed. Not for that spike. But here he is. He's got it. He's down. He holds up with it. Good call. Even though the ball makes contact with the ground, I mean, good call if you're the Texans. It stands up. Ravens get the ball back. Another tip pass is intercepted. Joe Flacco's got to stop looking for Torrey Smith. This is what's hurting him right here. Glover Quinn stretches back with one hand to pick it off. Texans would add a 29-yard field goal by Shane Graham. 3rd quarter, Ravens trailing 29-3. Flacco saying, look, just give me something here, okay? All right, Tandon Doss, you do something with it. Tandon Doss goes in for the touchdown. A convoy of blockers. It's a touchdown. Flacco can't believe it. He only threw for $147 and 1 touchdown. Texans get the ball back, though. Schaub, plenty of time looking for Kevin Walter. Like I said, once every 14 games, Kevin Walter does it. 1st and 10 on the Ravens' 35-yard line. It's 6 plays later, 3rd and 3 on the Ravens' 14. Here's Arian Foster. No, this way's not good. No, go the other way. Back the other way. Look at Matt Schaub. Ah, I'm going to get out of the way. But it doesn't matter. Foster still gets out of bounds. Matt Schaub thought about blocking Terrell Suggs, then decided, oh, no, wait a minute. It's better if I just get out of the way. Yeah, no, I don't want any of that. No, thanks. 3 plays later, 3rd and goal on the 1, Arian Foster. This one, garden variety, up the middle for the touchdown. Texans win 43-13. Arian Foster runs for 98 yards and 2 scores. Texans win it for the first time ever at the sole possession of first place in the AFC. Watch out, there's Terrell Suggs. Ah, just kidding.
To really get back into this game, they couldn't allow them to do. That's what really good football teams.
Bills and the Texans. Super Mario back in the lineup. Dun 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 dun. Meanwhile, Arian Foster entering Sunday, leading the NFL with 10 touchdowns this season. First quarter, no score. 1st and 10 on the Bills' 39. Matt Schaub. Play action bootleg. Look at Owen Daniels. He's covered like a blanket. Actually, he's absolutely wide open for a touchdown. Daniels' 5th touchdown of the season. What a huge find he's been. Just a few years return from that bad knee surgery. 2nd quarter, Bills trailing 7-0. 2nd and 9 in the Bills' 19. Mario Williams beats Derek Newton and sacks his former teammate Matt Schaub. Dun 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 dun. 4.5 sacks on the season now for Mario Williams. Bills defense would force the Texans to try a 46-yard field goal 3 plays later, which was blocked. Texans lead 7-0. 2nd quarter, Ryan Fitzpatrick in trouble. Finds C.J. Spiller, takes it what looks to be a short gain, 28 yards down the sideline. Ryan Lindell would miss a 37-yard field goal, though. Bills still trail 7-0. 16 seconds left in the half. There he is, J.J. Watt, everybody's defensive MVP with a sack. 10.5 sacks of the season now forces the Bills to kick a field goal. Texans lead at the half 7-6. 3rd quarter, Texans' first possession. Matt Schaub looking deep along the sideline for Andre Johnson, who catches it. It's been a rare sight this season. Andre Johnson catching a long pass. 34 yards. It's his 94th straight game with a catch. And no surprise here, Arian Foster in the end zone. Number 11 on the season. Texans lead by the score of 14-6. Thank you. You're welcome. Nice play. 4th quarter, Texans lead 14-9. Schaub looking for Andre Johnson again. Yes, Andre Johnson. Wait a minute. We're going to see him twice in this highlight. Yes, look at this. 18-yard gain. Johnson over 100 yards. 8 catches for $118. Welcome back to relevance, Andre Johnson. 3 plays later, it's 3rd and goal from the 5. Garrett Graham catches the touchdown pass from Schaub. It's 21-9. Schaub would go for 268 and 2 scores on the day. Bills have now been outscored 90-28 in the 4th quarter. Oh, if games were only 3 quarters long. Texans get the ball back, still leading 21-9. Arian Foster goes for 19 yards, 111 and a score on the day. Mario Williams, no answer in stopping his old teammates. Boy, that guy's even better than I remember he was. Bills get the ball back, 3:21 left to go.
Fitzpatrick scrambles, gets hit, he fumbles. Quentin Demps recovers for the Texans. The rookie linebacker out of Illinois comes up with a big hit to clinch the game. The Texans win it by the final of 21-9. Yep, looks bad when you look at it the replay. Ryan Fitzpatrick, sorry about that, my friend. Fitzpatrick, though, does go for 239 on the day, 25 out of 38 in the loss.
Sunday night, 7-1 Houston at 7-1 Chicago. How's that weather forecast?
Rain.
Lots of rain. They didn't tarp the field before the game. Speaking of rain, Charles Tillman's wife's water did not break Sunday, so baby's due on Monday. We should be good. Early on, turnover fest. Jay Cutler to Kellen Davis, hit by the former Bear Danielle Manning. And here we go. It led to a Texans field goal and a 3-0 lead.
That's brain.
But they were far from done. Michael Bush with a nice run on 4th and 1, but the bad turnover.
Can't put the church's money on the floor.
Next Bears drive, Cutler to Davis, but it's Danielle Manning, the former Bear. But look at this after the play.
Came to play, baby.
Ryan Urlacher, how you doing?
His former teammate.
Cutler throwing that thing with a bow on it.
Okay. Second quarter, Matt Schaub, picked by Tim Jennings, who's got 8 interceptions.
He better go to the Pro Bowl. I'm mad. Both corners should go to the Pro Bowl.
Led to a Robbie Gould 51-yard field goal in a 3-3 game. It's now 10-3. Cutler gets whammied on this play. Now we got a whole bunch of stuff to sort through. First of all, he got the hit by Tim Dobbins. He gets flagged on that. Plus, Cutler was over the line of scrimmage. They reviewed it. Illegal, so the offsetting penalties. Now, Cutler stays in the game. 3 plays later, Cutler looking for Brandon Marshall, but it's Kareem Jackson who's having a great year.
Man, just Cutler, he's going to give you a couple of those.
Yeah.
Just the game.
Well, in fairness, diagnosed with a concussion at halftime, he did not return for the second half. So Jason Campbell, come on down.
Yeah. Oh boy.
But this is good. Right?
I can't believe you,
Marshall. Brandon Marshall, 45 yards on this pitch and catch.
Nice throw.
You can't believe me? A wonderful catch. Yeah. You can't believe you said that. Leave that, man.
Led to a Gold field goal, and they're down 10-6. Fourth quarter, under 6 to go. Schaub looking for Garrett Graham. Now, this is on 3rd and 19. Oh, Urlacher can't stop him. Gains 11 and led to a Shane Graham field goal to give him a touchdown lead.
They were needing a touchdown anyway. Chicago with them. They were up by 4, down by 4.
No, I got it, but you're talking about a win as opposed to a tie. And
let the man do the highlight, Mike.
Here, Jason Campbell and Kellen Davis.
They couldn't have even got a tie. They couldn't have got a tie with a field goal. But let him do the highlight. I'm done.
All right, well, that one.
You got to make that play right there, Marshall. That's why you are Jason Campbell. That play must be made by Jason Campbell.
Last chance for the Bears is 3rd and 16. Campbell looking for Brandon Marshall. He got him for 8, so that's half the total. Marshall finished with 8 catches for $107.
Yes, I did. Oh, Brandon Marshall. My bad.
Next play, 4th and 8. Campbell, at least go past the chains. Just do me that favor.
He did it.
All right, but he didn't as well. So the Texans, Wade Phillips got that defense balling.
Now, this one didn't look great on paper heading in, but it looked good with the highlights. Matt Schaub was in for a fight against the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I was shocked when I saw the score in the first half.
First quarter, Blaine Gabbert, play action, sacked by Danielle Manning. Fumbles, Tim Dobbins recovers.
Well, so far, this is the way it's supposed to look. Houston with a 7-zip lead, and that defense getting after the opposing quarterback, knocking Blaine Gabbert out of the game.
Hit hard on the right arm, and it's going to be Chad Henne's ball game from here on out. Next Jaguars drive, still trailing 7-0. Justin Blackmon had a monster afternoon, over 200 yards receiving, 63 yards right here.
You know, I saw this kid in the preseason, and I thought he was going to start the season off better than he did this year because he is a tough guy to, not only catching the ball, he has strong hands, runs great routes, but he's also tough after the catch.
Mercedes Lewis touchdown would tie the game at 7. Now it's Chad Henne looking for Cecil Shorts and finding him.
Cecil is off.
67-yard Jacksonville touchdown.
You know, the backside of a blitz, when the corner is manned up by himself, he has to make a sure tackle because there's no one over top of him to be the line of defense to slow down a guy. He does like this just happened. He misses him.
Chad Henne came out throwing today. Played well.
He did not complete 50% of his passes.
He did not, but
he threw for 354 yards. Look at that, Justin Blackmon.
And 4 touchdowns with 0 interceptions.
Like I was saying, this kid after the catch is tough to bring down.
Look, I mean, you take nothing away from what Jacksonville did. You just get the sense that Houston team was sleepwalking a bit. They were coming off an emotional win over Chicago the Sunday night before. They've got Detroit in Detroit on Thanksgiving Day.
Matt Schaub says, Chad Henne, you've got 354 yards, but I've got 16 active tight ends, and that's Garrett Graham. Game tied at 34, and Matt Schaub threw for 527 yards.
Say what?
527.
You know what we call that, Tom?
That's a big day.
That's half a stack.
Half a stack.
Half a stack.
You know what else
half a
had a
stack.
big day? Andre Johnson, 14 catches for 273. Wow. So he sees Justin Blackmon's 7 for 236 and raises him 14 for 273.
Why did I trade him for my fantasy team?
5 seconds left in the game. Shane Graham, 42-yard field goal up and in, but penalty on the play. Uh-oh. That's Antoine Caldwell, called for a false start.
Oh, cheating.
So now it's a 47-yard field goal that would win the game.
Wow.
That's not even close.
Wow.
Let's go to overtime.
Let's do it. A little extra.
In overtime, Texans on top 37-34. 4th down and 10 for Jacksonville from the Houston 49-yard line. You don't have a play for 4th and 10, do you?
I do.
How about 15 yards to Justin Blackmon?
That's what it looks like.
Led to a Josh Scobie 33-yard field goal, and we are all tied at 37.
More than a little surprised that this Texan defense is struggling with this Jacksonville offense.
Matt Schaub struggling right there, puts it on the fingertips of Derek Cox. Taking back 16 yards to the Texans' 47.
William & Mary product. There it is.
They're really
William & Mary.
The William & Mary.
Well, I tell you, you think we're not in the league and we still there.
What's the William & Mary mascot?
Tried.
Okay.
Not plural. Just tried.
Gotcha.
4th down and 10. Looking for Justin Blackmon. Almost intercepted by Daniel Manning.
You know what happened there? And I think that hit Daniel Manning in a very difficult spot.
Well, he didn't catch it.
I know.
But Andre Johnson catches this, and he is gone.
Game winner.
And that's how it ends. 45 yards, Schaub to Johnson, and the Texans win 43-37.
Again, I think the Houston Texans have to feel blessed that they got out of this game with a win. It just was a letdown. They were flat on defense, offensively. Fortunately, they came to play, and they answered everything the Jacksonville Jags had to offer. But Matt Schaub, look at that. Tied second most in single game. Wow. Performance in NFL history. And Andre Johnson getting after it as well.
Let's show some highlights.
There we go.
Texans and the Lions. Jim Schwartz Lions. The Lions have lost 8 consecutive times on Thanksgiving Day. And this one would head to overtime. Let's start early, though. First quarter, Matt Schaub, plenty of time. Finding Owen Daniels, or he should have found him. He was wide open.
Wide open.
You said it. Oh!
And then Ndamukong Suh with the left foot there. I don't know.
Back to back.
Is that going to? Are we going to talk about that? Did he try to do that?
I'm sure it was discussed during the game. When we go back to last Thanksgiving, now, that was intentional. I don't know if you could say what happened today was intentional.
Coincidence?
Something like that. Yeah. All right. Second quarter, Texans ball trailing 7-0. Schaub rolling out. They do this so well. Roll one way and throw back.
You got to have an effective run game for this play to work. And Schaub and the Texans are one of the best at it. And Andre Johnson had a big game today, Paul.
That was 37 yards right there, Willie. Patience by Arian Foster. 6-yard touchdown. Game all tied at 7.
This is why he's the best in the NFL right there. The patience that he showed, waiting for the seam open, and he broke for his 3rd consecutive 1,000-yard season today.
Matthew Stafford always has a matchup advantage in Calvin Johnson, but when Jonathan Joseph is out, you can do that. 35 yards.
There is no defense for that man.
Mike Thomas, one of the supplements out wide for Matthew Stafford. Sidearm flip. Lions on top 14-7.
Stafford spread the ball around well today. He got everybody involved.
Andre Johnson was involved from the start. 43 yards. Manages to come up with it. Texans get the first down. Andre Johnson finished the first half, 3 catches, 87 yards.
Good concentration on that one.
Couple of plays later, Schaub buying time, finding Kevin Walter, 5 yards. Schaub taken down by Suh late.
I don't like that. Anytime Suh takes you down, it's violent and it doesn't look good.
He doesn't let anybody go down easy.
3rd down and 7. Owen Daniels, game tied at 14.
Red zone, you always got to be aware of the tight end.
I think he just carved up some turkey.
Is that what he did?
Yeah.
He served it.
Sliced.
Matthew Stafford still has something he likes with Calvin Johnson. Touchdown. 22 yards out, Lions up 21-14.
It was great position by Allen Ball. It's just unfair with Calvin Johnson. His concentration, being able to go up, extend plays, being in the air, his height. It's just tough.
5 catches, 103 yards, and a touchdown in the first half. Huge play in this game. Justin Forsett up the middle. Looks like he is down, but he gets up. Whistle never blew. So he goes 81 yards for a touchdown. Now, every single scoring play is going to be reviewed. You don't need to throw a flag to have it reviewed. However, Jim Schwartz is going to go ahead and throw that challenge flag. Since all scoring plays automatically reviewed, Schwartz is called for unsportsmanlike conduct. The play is not reviewable, and the touchdown stands.
I don't get this. You know, I understand as a coach, you were supposed to know the rules and you have to know exactly what's going on, but this is ridiculous.
They should have put him in the
They were going to challenge. They were going to challenge the play anyways. That's Gunther Cunningham. Obviously, he's upset.
Drop kick of the book. Unbelievable play there. Unbelievable sequence. 24-24. Joique Bell. Was he untouched?
Untouched. And that was the parting of the Red Seas right there, Willie. This is what the Detroit Lions needed to do the entire fourth quarter when they kept throwing the ball on second and third down.
It's J.J. Watt with the defensive line coach Bill Kolar for the Texans. Lions next possession. 3rd down and 10. Stafford sacked by J.J. Watt for a loss of 7. Takes them out of field goal range.
That's a great makeup play. That happened to me in the Super Bowl. Got away with a big penalty. We scored. They called it back. I came back, got the sack. That's a good makeup play.
J.J. Watt had 3 sacks, or that was his 3rd sack. That's Schaub to Andre Johnson on 3rd and 8. 1st down and 10. Schaub to Johnson, and almost picked off by Chris Houston.
Seemed like that one got away from him. Just started floating in the air, and Houston's got to take advantage of his opportunities.
Andre Johnson had over 200 yards receiving last week. He didn't quite get there this time, but that's for 16 on 4th and 7. He had 188 yards receiving. 3 plays later, 3rd and 10. This is the scoring play from last week in overtime. Remember, against the Jaguars? No score there, but it gets 12 and a 1st down at the 13. 3 plays later, 2nd and goal, Arian Foster. Touchdown Houston, game all tied at 31.
He has a nose for the end zone.
Lions next possession, 3rd down and 10 on the Texans 45. Looking for Calvin Johnson. Incomplete, and Willie, you said you didn't like that call. 3rd and 10.
Nah, I didn't like that call. I mean, you had Pettigrew on a double move. I think he was open. You just go ahead and get the 1st down. It was 3rd and 5 on that play. Get the 1st down, keep the sticks moving.
Lions ball now, Stafford to the rookie Ryan Broyles. Stafford making a nice play. Perfect touch to his left, 40-yard gain.
Broyles had a big day today, and he filled in for Titus Young. I always say opportunity meets preparation.
Brandon Pettigrew makes the catch, but stripped by Manning. Ball recovered by Darryl Sharpton. The Texans take over on their own 35. With the football now, Schaub fakes the end around, finds Andre Johnson. Again, 9 catches, 188 yards for Johnson today.
Who said Andre Johnson lost the step? I want to know those people that's talking about
See where he came back to the ball, man? That's a big play.
He's a vet.
Looking pretty good these last couple of weeks. 3rd and 14, Arian Foster thrown for a loss of 2. So next play, Shane Graham from 51 yards out in overtime.
That was after the Jim Schwartz freeze play. So he got him with the freeze play, right, Paul?
He froze him. That was almost good, but the bottom line, no good. Lions take over.
He didn't want to look at it.
Premature celebration.
On their own 41, there would be another missed field goal coming up here. Lions next possession. Stafford wants Tony Scheffler. Has it, leaps over Bryce McCain and picks up 14.
That's a great play right there.
3 plays later, facing 3rd down again, 3rd down and 10. Stafford wants the rookie Ryan Broyles, but hits the ground before Bryce McCain can make the interception. Lions forced to punt.
Unfortunately for Broyles, he had a big day, really like I said, but that's the one he's going to remember.
2nd down 5. Schaub intended for Keyshawn Martin. Kyle Vanden Bosch will never have a better chance.
Could have ended the game. He could have ended it right there.
It'll never be easier. This one picked off by Chris Houston, and the Lions are in business.
Houston picks off Houston.
You like that, huh?
I like it. Houston, we have a problem.
You have a big problem if you're Detroit. Or if you are Houston, you have that issue. Lions next possession, 3rd down 11. Stafford to Tony Scheffler. Well-placed ball, 14 yards. Lions 1st down on the Houston 28. Couple of plays later, let's bring out the veteran Jason Hanson and just let him end this, right?
Wrong.
Yeah, he's a given.
Almost.
Wrong.
Lions take over on their own 37.
Only in Detroit.
Schwartz can't believe it. I don't know how you hit the post.
Not even wind to blame, not even cold. Texans next possession. Schaub to Andre Johnson. He continues his monster day. 23 yards, and the Texans now in field goal range.
Got a little nervous. I saw that ball on the ground. I was like, I hope it's not a fumble.
Yeah. Well, then you get scared if you're a coach. Do I throw the flag? Do I wait? What do I do?
And Shane Graham thought about missing that. Did you see that?
He tried.
He thought about pulling that one too far to the left. But it's good from 32 yards out, and the Texans win in overtime, 34-31. That's how Houston moves to 10-1, and how the Lions fall to 4-7. The Lions have lost 9 consecutive times on Thanksgiving Day. Here's Matthew Stafford moments after the loss.
Houston and Tennessee. Matt Schaub and the Texans can clinch a playoff spot with a win. Again, nice to be able to clinch before Hanukkah. That's an effective regular season. Opening possession of the game, Matt Schaub looking for Lestar Jean. Who? Yes, Lestar Jean, who goes 54 yards for the touchdown. Texans take the early lead 7-0. No matter how many times you hit refresh, it's not going to say Andre Johnson. It's still going to say Lester Jean. Ensuing Titans possession, 1st and 10 at the 50. Chris Johnson. Looks like it could be another big game for him. Had a big one against the Texans last time. 26 yards into Texans territory. Drive would result in a Rob Baronis 37-yard field goal. Texans lead 7-3. Johnson, though, that's his big highlight. Just 51 yards rushing on the day. 3 Texans possessions later, knocking on the door, 4th and 1. Matt Schaub pitches to Arian Foster, who gets the first down. 1st and goal on the Titans 5. Very next play, off play action, Matt Schaub looking for a wide open James Casey. Into the end zone, Texans extend the lead 14-3. Schaub, 207 yards and 2 touchdowns on the day. Very effective. Second quarter, Titans ball. Houston leads 14-3. 1st and 10 on the Texans 33. Chris Johnson runs to the right, and he goes through the line for it. No, he runs to the right, and he fumbles. J.J. Watt causes the fumble. Antonio Smith picks it up. Smith keeps it, runs toward the end zone. However, CJ2K ruled down by contact. He would never reach the end zone. Take another look. Chris Johnson clearly not down by contact. Unbelievable that got missed. Take another look. The referee signals Chris Johnson down in the 37 as he's running right by him for a touchdown. Texans take over but couldn't capitalize. Though they did capitalize on this. Jake Locker's pick intercepted by Tim Dobbins, who does a flip. Houston takes over in the Titans 3. Locker in the midst of another long day. 2 plays later, 2nd and goal, the Titans 2. Arian Foster to the sideline, touchdown. Texans pulling away 21-3. Foster just 38 yards and the touchdown on the day. Namaste. Third quarter still 21-3. Jake Locker scrambling left. He's going to get 15 yards. Well, that's going to be the good news for Jake Locker on this play. It's what he does well. Makes plays with his legs. Makes people miss. However, fumbles at the end of the carry. Antonio Smith causes it. Texans take over on the Titans' 36-yard line. Watch it again. Locker's actually going to land on Texans cornerback Brandon Harris before his body touches the ground. Ball comes out. Houston would extend their lead on a Shane Graham 50-yard field goal. It's 24-3. 2 Titans possessions later, Jake Locker throwing deep. Look at Kenny Britt in the end zone. Titans cut the lead to 24-10. Locker did throw for 309 yards. Not touchdown on the day, though did get picked off 3 times. Fourth quarter, Texans leading 24-10. 4th and 3 in the Texans 7. Titans are going for it. Turf Monster, watch out, Turf Monster, Turf Monster, Turf Monster, Turf Monster. Oh, and J.J. Watt falls on him for the sack. They take over, sack. Watt had a sack and a forced fumble. Also 2 deflected passes at the line. That's who J.J. Watt is, your defensive MVP of the season in the National Football League. 2 Titans possessions later, score still 24-10. Jake Locker looking for Kenny Britt again. Instead, it gets tipped, picked off by Darryl Sharpton. Houston wins and clinches a playoff spot. Final score, 24-10.
Huge game.
This
Texans,
game was
Patriots.
supposed to be close as the Texans arrive in the Letterman's jackets.
They should have spent more time on their game plan instead of making Letterman jackets.
Yeah, I don't believe in that.
How about Donald Trump's tweet? He wished Bob
Burn those
Belichick
jackets.
good luck tonight. Donald Trump like that. First quarter.
Come on, Don.
Tom Brady's pass intended for Matthew Slater is incomplete, but a holding call on Brandon Harris would give the Patriots a first down. So 2 plays later, 1st and goal. Stephen Ridley stripped by Daniel Mann, and he fumbles the ball. But Aaron Hernandez able to recover for the Patriots. So on the next play, it's 2nd and goal from the 7. Tom Brady finds Aaron Hernandez for the 7-yard touchdown.
Yeah. Again, Josh McDaniels getting what he wants from that defense. The position of his man-to-man coverage is exactly what he wanted.
Texans here on 3rd and 12. Matt Schaub finds Lestar Jean over the middle. Offsides on the Patriots is declined, so 2 plays later, 2nd and 8. Matt Schaub's pass picked off by Devin McCourty. What was going on there?
He stared down his receiver. I think he predetermined where he wanted to go with that football, something we have not seen out of Matt Schaub at the quarterback position.
Next Patriots possession, 1st and 10. Tom Brady. How open is Brandon Lloyd?
The funny thing is, Brandon Lloyd is probably their slowest wide receiver, and yet was wide open by 10-plus yards. Play action, great play design. Tom Brady being Tom Brady.
Safety's being a little bit too nosy.
All right, 14-0. Here in the 2nd quarter, 3rd and 10. Tom Brady's pass incomplete.
Yeah.
But Daniel Manning's called for pass interference.
That's
Take another look.
Little home cooking right there.
The Patriots, you know what? They were the beneficiary of a few calls tonight and a few bounces, honestly, that went in their favor.
Yeah, Wade Phillips disagreed also. 3 plays later, 1st and goal. Brady to Aaron Hernandez, 4 yards for the touchdown.
Caught him off guard. That should not happen. You always need to know who's lined up the widest. That's on the defense. They have to be ready to play.
You know, rough drive there for Manning on that one. Same score. Let's go to the next play. 2 Texans, to say the least. Texans possessions later. Going for it here on 4th and 5th. Matt Schaub's pass is broken up by Kyle Arrington.
Great play by Arrington. Finishing the play, not allowing Walter to catch this ball. Great job continuing the play. Did not control that to the ground. Big 4th down stop.
All right, so Texans turn it over on downs. Schaub frustrated. Halftime, it's 21-0.
Now, you don't think Deion Branch can run. What about Dante Stallworth recently off?
Hey! Straight off of South Beach.
He ran fast enough to get open initially, and then just fast and strong enough to drag him in the end zone.
They say just fast enough sometimes. It's fast enough.
This is a 63-yard touchdown. Brady's 18th game with 4+ touchdown passes that ties Johnny Unitas for the best ever in that category. So they make
Talk
it
about
28
not fast.
to 0, then 28
Fast enough.
7. There's a little Tom Brady scramble, and this is your I'm fired up Tom Brady. This game is over. That was the
Jim
end of the
Schwartz
3rd
fist
quarter.
bump, I thought.
No? Is that what that was?
Oh, I don't know.
Now, this is how you know it's their night. Danny Woodhead, man on, balls out, and the ball's in the end zone in the hands of Brandon Lloyd.
That definitely epitomizes the night.
Now, is that a rushing touchdown for Brandon Lloyd or a receiving touchdown?
I believe that is a rushing touchdown for Brandon Lloyd.
So 1 rushing and 1 receiving for Brandon Lloyd tonight. Hey, strong night for A5.
Hey, J.J. Watt made the play there. J.J. Watt knocked that ball out of there Peanut Tillman style. And you know what? Right into the end zone, right into the hands of Brandon Lloyd, who scored for the 2nd time. But the Patriots, if you want to use a cliche, I will, because cliches are true
and that's
most
what you
of the
do.
time. Sometimes I try to avoid them, but make a statement game. This is it. The Texans might have been the #1 seed and still are for now, but right now the Patriots move up to the 2 seed. Remember, they did beat the Broncos head-to-head earlier, in New England, put its foot down. There's another cliche for you.
Colts and the Texans. The Colts can clinch a playoff berth with the win. The Texans clinch the AFC South. Texans driving early in this one, up 3-0, 3rd and goal from the 3. Matt Schaub looking for Andre Johnson, who's been red hot the last few weeks. Johnson grabs it, goes into the end zone for the 3-yard touchdown. Dre Day over 11,000 yards for his career, the 3rd quickest to the mark behind Jerry Rice and Torrey Holt. Ensuing Colts drive, 1st and 10. Andrew Luck's pass, pressured. Sacked by J.J. Watt for a 15-yard loss. At least he didn't bat a pass down. All of that would have been better than getting sacked. Takes the Colts out of field goal range. They had to punt. 2nd quarter now, same score. Mewelde Moore up the middle. He fumbles on the goal line. Tim Dobbins on the strip and the recovery. This play would come back to haunt the Indianapolis Colts. Dobbins just flies in and makes the strip, recovers the fumble. Next Colts drive, same score. 3rd and goal from the 8. Luck looking for Reggie Wayne. Up in the air, and he comes down with a great catch. Gets both feet down. However, offsetting penalties negates the touchdown. The Colts had to settle for a 26-yarder by Adam Vinatieri. That would make it 10-3. Next Colts drive, 4th and 16. Pat McAfee to punt, and it's blocked. Brian Brayman breaks through, blocks it, recovers into the end zone for the touchdown. Texans up 20-3. Special teams, that 3rd phase of the game is so important. Ensuing Colts drive, Luck looking deep for T.Y. Hilton. He's been phenomenal the last few weeks. And there he is. He makes a catch in tough coverage and walks in for the 61-yard touchdown. Now 20-10. Indianapolis staying in it. Third quarter, same score. Texans ball, 1st and 10 from their own 13. Arian Foster, who had been held into check up until this point, busted out right side for a 31-yard gain and a first down. That led to a 27-yard field goal by Shane Graham. Put the Texans up 23-10. So Colts get the ball back. They need to answer. Vic Ballard, who would have a 100-yard day, bounces left for a 23-yard gain all the way down to the Texans' 8. Next play is 1st and goal from the 8. Luck looking at one of his rookie tight ends. Looks right. Comes back to the middle. A dart to Dwayne Allen for the 8-yard touchdown. Suddenly, it's 23-17. Again, the Colts are getting outplayed top to bottom. Fourth quarter, Texans trying to figure out how to hold on to this one. Same score, 2 Texans drives later. Arian Foster untouched through the line, and he goes in for the touchdown, but hang on. Flag on the play. Namaste. Holding on Wade Smith. Texans would settle for a 46-yard field goal. Namaste. 26-17. Fourth quarter, still 26-17. Andy Luck hit almost immediately on the roll-up by Antonio Smith. Gets called for intentional grounding. Wade Phillips pretty happy. Luck can't believe it. Colts had to punt with 5 minutes to go. Ensuing Texans drive, looking to run out the clock. Arian Foster up the middle, goes right, gains 25 yards, stays in bounds to keep the clock moving all the way to the Colts 21, led to a 33-yard Shane Graham field goal, made it 29-17. They win it 29-17. Foster, 165 yards on the day.
Vikings and the Texans. The Texans can clinch home field advantage with a win at home against Minnesota. Let's go back to December 24th last year. Remember this? Adrian Peterson at Washington goes down with a torn ACL.
Don't want to watch this.
And who knew that a year later that he would come into this week with a real shot at breaking the all-time rushing record for one season?
Would have never guessed in a million years.
Still less than a season later, 294 yards short of Eric Dickerson's all-time mark of 2,105. Vikings opening possession, trailing by 3. There he goes. Not 82 yards like we saw last week, but 20 works.
And this Houston Texans defense came into this game giving up 93 yards on the ground. And you can tell they had their mindset on not letting Adrian get the record on them or get close to the record.
Mr. Christian motoring to the left.
He was motoring. He ran the ball well, had 48 yards rushing, and also was very efficient throwing the football. This was as good as we've seen Christian Ponder play in a while.
He was 3 for 3 for 62 on that drive. This is Blair Walsh from 56 yards out. Just enough. Vikings up 10-3. This is against the number 1 seed in the AFC, guys.
If I told you that AP was going to be held in check, what would you have said to me about the Vikings' chances today?
Not very good.
Well,
held in check there. Good effort, but no gain. That drive ended in a 41-yard Blair Walsh field goal. Vikings up by 10 at halftime, 13-3. Into the third quarter, still leading 13-3. AP off the right side, this time going for 21 yards.
Strong. And you always, every time you see him get the ball, you expect for him to take it the distance. But good tackling in that Houston secondary didn't allow him to break any long runs. That might have been his longest one.
Inching closer to 2,000. 5 plays later, J.J. Watt drops him for a loss of 3. Another Blair Walsh field goal made it Vikings 16-3. Next Minnesota possession, J.J. Watt. Is he your MVP? Defensive MVP?
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, he has to be. But everyone thinks of the sacks, but he affects the game in so many different ways.
I want to say, what, 14 tip passes as well?
Yeah, over 70 tackles.
Has 20 and a half sacks on the season. Speaking of sacks, down goes Matt Schaub, sacked by Fred Evans, and loss of 14.
Minnesota.
Dance,
yeah, that was terrible. It's a big boy dance.
Yeah. Led to a field goal of 16-6. More Adrian Peterson, another 20-yard gain. Slashing and sprinting out to the left. 25 for 86, 208 yards shy of Eric Dickerson heading into the final week against Green Bay. Fourth quarter, next Vikings possession. Christian Ponder moving around a little bit. Moving around a whole lot, Tom.
Yeah, Mr. Christian is motoring at this particular time.
We've been waiting for this.
He's been a better athlete this year than a thrower. He really has. Today, he put it together. As I said, very efficient from the pocket and outstanding on the run.
Toby Gerhardt in for the touchdown. The Vikings go to Houston against the number 1 seed in the AFC and win easily.
If you look at the numbers deep inside, it was just complete domination. If you saw the scoreboard, you didn't watch the game, you probably would say, well, the Texans they made mistakes and ultimately they beat themselves. The Vikings defense held the Texans to 187 total yards, 2 field goals. Arian Foster held to 15 yards rushing on 10 carries. There were 1 for 11 on third downs.
Yeah.
As good as Christian Ponder was being efficient, this game was won by the Vikings defense on the road.
Houston and Indianapolis, Texans win. They own the number 1 seed. They lose. It could be the 2, the 3, or the 1 seed. Chuck Pagano missed the last 12 games while undergoing treatment for leukemia. Back on the sideline, deserved round of applause from the crowd, from Gary Kubiak, and what an emotional moment for Chuck Pagano to be back on the sideline. When the game got going, 3rd down and 3. 0 interceptions for Andrew Luck today. And a 3rd down conversion there to Dwayne Allen. He gets 20 yards inside the 5.
Andrew Luck was very efficient today. 3rd down, you mentioned 9 of 15 for a 60% conversion rate.
Dwayne Allen, one of his rookie tight ends. His former teammate at Stanford, that's Kobe Fleener. Touchdown, Indy.
He does a great job of getting the ball to his tight ends, and that's going to allow for him to have games like this when he doesn't throw any interception.
Trouble in the pocket here. Who else? J.J. Watt. Connor Barwin is in. Luck fumbles. Whitney Merciless, this year's first-round pick, recovers for Houston. Turnover would be reviewed by the replay booth, and we take another look. Luck's arm would be coming forward as he loses control. The ruling on the field overturned. That's called an incomplete pass.
And that's called a bad hairdo by Connor Barwin.
I was hoping you might tag it with that there. A couple of Texans possessions later. Play action, rolling out. Shaw, James Casey, and picked off by Vontae Davis.
That play is set up perfectly. James Casey has space. Matt Shaw just got to put a little more air under it. This Texans offense struggling right now, and they have to feel a little down about themselves heading into the postseason.
Colts take advantage. Vic Ballard had 27 carries today, and that touchdown, Indy on top 14.
They were 12-1, and now they're 12-4. A team that's not playing well or sitting going into the playoffs.
Arian Foster,
the first seed.
16 carries, 96 yards into the end zone there. Texans trailing only 14-13.
They have all the pieces, and right there, Arian Foster showing respect for Chuck.
I don't know what's wrong with Ben Tate. They need to get him back going like they had last year. Had that a 1-2 punch. Him only getting 2 carries doesn't seem enough for me.
Foster, 16 carries, 96 yards, 39 coming right there, led to a field goal to make it 16-14.
Like I said, you've got all that you need. You've got the running back, you've got an efficient quarterback, you've got the wide receiver, some tight ends.
This is Deji Kareem, the former selection of the Jacksonville Jaguars out of Southern Illinois. Untouched, 101 yards.
Now that is a crease in your pants is a straight line. That's why we say he creased that offensive kick unit.
Colts leading 21-16. Talked about the rookie tight ends, Dwayne Allen and Kobe Fleener. There's another rookie named T.Y. Hilton, and T.Y. on this play stands for
touchdown. Yo,
another big afternoon.
Wow.
How about that? Your top offensive performers, and what a great throw this is. I mean, this is just a beautiful throw. Your quarterback, rookie. Your leading rusher, Vic Ballard, rookie. Your leading receiver, T.Y. Hilton. Second-year player or rookie?
He's a rookie.
He's a rookie. There you go.
In this game.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
In this game. Yeah. Unbelievable. Unbelievable that they've gotten what they've gotten out of their young play.
Matt Shaw, 2 interceptions on the afternoon. Second there by Vontae Davis.
And you can see here with the numbers you're talking about, Tom, 17 targets to Andre Johnson. I know he's your go-to guy, but you have to bring us some of these other guys along. Kim Walter, you got to get Owen Daniels going. Those guys not getting at most 5 targets is not enough to keep this offense balanced.
3rd down and 2. Luck to Reggie Wayne. Keeps the sticks moving, and with Chuck Pagano back on the sideline and there Arian Foster watching from the sideline. A lot of reasons for hugs on that Indianapolis sideline. The Colts go from 2-14 to 11-5 and the number 5 seed. The Houston Texans, a win would have got them the number 1 seed. Now, with a loss, they could be the 1st seed, they could be the 2nd or the 3rd. We'll see what the Patriots and the Broncos do this afternoon.
Let's show you the highlights here. As you mentioned, T.J. Yates last year, so that meant Matt Schaub's first ever playoff start. Andy Dalton, 2 years in the league, 2 playoff games. It's been 22 years since the Bengals have won a playoff game, though, and J.J. Watt wants to make it.
We saw this
23.
all afternoon, guys. I mean, that Bengals offensive line struggled the last month of the season. They gave up 19 sacks the last 4 weeks, and Dalton was under pressure all afternoon long.
Just one field goal in the first quarter between these two teams, 3-0 Houston when they get it down into the red zone again, and they 3rd and 8, and they throw for about 6 yards.
Yeah, they really struggled in the red zone, Scott, and kicking field goals. That's what kept the Bengals in this game.
Well, Bengals were hanging around here. An interception, or so it appeared, by Kareem Jackson after a couple of Shane Graham field goals put the Texans up 6-0. But take another look at it, Tom.
Yeah, that ball was never in control. Kareem Jackson never had control of it. Andy Dalton was inaccurate today, especially on the deep ball, as you'll see as these highlights continue to roll on.
-6 passing yards in the first half.
That's not good.
Passing yard. No, not good at all. But here's why they're hanging around, because the defense makes a play for Cincinnati.
That was the biggest play of the game, really, and that put the Bengals back in chance, but they couldn't capitalize on it, Tom. They couldn't really do anything.
Leon Hall intercepts Schaub and takes it back.
Yeah, Schaub was late to deliver that football, and Leon Hall, a veteran. We saw this a couple weeks ago. He did the same thing against the Pittsburgh Steelers, but that certainly gave the Bengals a little bit of life.
The Texans are completely outplaying Cincinnati, and yet the Bengals were up by a point. So calm down on the Houston sideline. Arian Foster, and what happened to Ray Maluga?
Hello. Where'd he go? Where'd who go?
Yeah, rough first half, rough game for Ray Maluga. But the offensive line and Foster had been doing it all year long, started getting it going here.
Yeah, the Texans offense made a living on the ground and through the air in the middle of the field.
That was down to the Bengals 24. Ooh, Andre Johnson, though, just can't come up with this Matt Schaub pass here. Schaub knows missed opportunity.
If the Texans are going to advance deep into the AFC postseason, plays like that have to be made.
So stop me if you heard this one before. Another Shane Graham field goal, and it was 9-7. But Houston had the lead, and their defense try and make some plays. Dalton scrambles, throws back across his body, and a nice knockdown right there by Brandon Harris.
And once again, the common theme was the pressure that was applied to Andy Dalton.
So they had to punt, and they do. And on the punt, you can see that's interference there, interfering with the man's right to catch the football. So a 15-yard penalty puts it into Cincinnati territory, and they take a shot to Andre Johnson. That's incomplete, but you saw a flag come in at the bottom of the screen. It was a route over the middle of the field that they get called for defensive hold, and it extends the drive. Just hand it to Foster. He plows in, the leading touchdown scorer.
They score a touchdown.
Yeah, exactly. That was your one offensive touchdown in this entire football game. Andy Dalton, though, still within a couple of scores here. They take a shot and hit this one.
Yeah, this was basically the biggest play of the day for the Cincinnati Bengals. The cornerbacks for the Texans were jumping routes all day long, and Andy just didn't have time to throw the football.
Here was one of your closest calls of the day. Ruled an incomplete pass as Connor Barwin knocks the ball loose. What'd you think, Sean?
Well, it looked like at first it was going to be ruled a fumble, but when you see the arm coming through and the ball heading towards the line of scrimmage, usually indicates an incomplete pass.
It was a coach's challenge. They did not overturn the call. Cincinnati maintained possession there, and that just let J.J. Watt come in and do Dikembe Mutombo style right there. So Dalton gets it back, and then what happened here, Tom?
This was interesting because it just looked as if A.J. Green wasn't on the same page, and he stopped running. And obviously, again, Joseph is staring at the quarterback the whole time. Joseph ran a better route than A.J. Green.
Tom Waddle makes that catch.
Didn't even put his hands out there, A.J. Green, on that
Tom Waddle would have never gotten off the line of scrimmage.
Jonathan Joseph with the interception there. So fourth quarter we go. It's still a ball game at this point if Cincinnati can get it to one possession.
That's good hard running.
They run on 4th and 1 and get the first down there.
Give credit to that O-line right there because that's a tough defense to do that against.
So the drive is extended. Plenty of time on the clock. Take a shot, and
man,
that ball cannot hang like that. I mean, Andy Dalton had this trouble all day long. Great play by Jonathan Joseph. Once again, able to knock the football away, but that ball just can't stay in the air that long.
Jackson in on the play there as well. Ensuing Texans drive after the field goal made it a 6-point game. Schaub to DeVere Posey for 19 yards, but they call pass interference on the offense here, so the Texans would have to punt. Here you go. A touchdown can win the game with under 5 minutes left to go. 3rd and 11. They don't convert. They hadn't converted a third down all game long until you see the flag comes in. Pass interference, their first third down conversion. Game is still alive. 1st and 10. They are into Houston territory here. Marvin Jones with a pickup on 15 yards from the slant pattern down to the 35-yard line. It's now 3rd and 11. Dalton deep as A.J. Green.
Here's the theme of the day. You saw the one deep completion between Andy Dalton and A.J. Green, but we've seen several, Sean, that they just couldn't hook up.
That was a touchdown.
Missed opportunities.
That was a touchdown, and they couldn't take the lead. So 4th and 11, and what are you doing throwing an 8-yard route on 4th and 11?
Not to A.J. Green. If you're going to throw the football on 4th and 11, this may be your last offensive play of the season. I'm taking my chances with A.J. Green behind the first down marker.
So they're trying to run the clock out, and they run play-action pass. A little bit of a dicey call right there, but Matt Schaub delivers. They get the first down. They would get another one by penalty a little bit later. And then it was a matter of a couple of kneel downs. And for the second straight year in the AFC wildcard round, the Houston Texans best the Cincinnati Bengals. This score, 19-13.
Tom Brady and the Patriots taking on the Houston Texans. J.J. Watt trying to fire up the crew, at least get a far different result than the one that went down in week number 14. And the opening kickoff, things looked hunky-dory. There is Daniel Manning out the gate until McCourty runs him down, and that was a crucial running down because 2 plays later, Matt Schaub comes out on 2nd and 7, and he flicks it to James Casey incomplete.
James Casey, we've talked about this. Other guys stepping up, making plays at this point. Casey loses a great opportunity.
In and out of his hands, and then the next play, Schaub to Andre Johnson. Johnson's open.
And now Schaub missed that.
Wow. You can't let those opportunities go by in Gillette when you've got them. You have to settle for a field goal. What would the Patriots do? Brady up to Rob Gronkowski, who grabs it. He's out of bounds. He comes down, lands on that surgically repaired broken forearm and wrist, and he would leave the game, and reports say he will leave the postseason needing surgery once again on that broken arm. Gronk done for the day and reportedly again for the postseason. How would the Patriots move on? Well, Brady goes down. There is J.J.
What you gonna do when he comes for you? Get to him this time.
Brady, 1st and 10 here. Hands off to Stephen Ridley. Takes it to midfield. And then here is Brady to it's Shane Vereen. Well, with Danny Woodhead suffering early injury, Vereen was the next man up, and then Vereen is the next man in. Touchdown. 7-3, New England, as Vereen scampers in.
They have so many backs that can run the football, catch the football, and pass protect.
Second quarter, Alabama. 7-3 still. Brady flips it to Wes Welker over the middle 30-yard gain.
Some Wes Welker. It seems as though no one in the NFL can cover this guy. Consistently 100 catches every year.
Next play, here's Vereen. 34, runs for 22, down to the Texans 30. 3 plays later, 7th play of the drive, Brady to Brandon Lloyd, incomplete, and then he's called for unsportsmanlike conduct on the play because he fires the ball at the ref.
You can't do that to the officials.
That's 15 yards. Moving back, Stephen Gostowski, however, splits the uprights to make it a 7-point lead. Play fake, Brady next possession.
He ain't getting none of those.
Wes Welker. 47 yards to the Texans 8.
He just does what he does, man. And he's a small guy. You talk about Wes not being able to play on the outside. That's a guy on the outside using his body to protect him, just like I did against you, Rich.
Yes, you did. 59th postseason reception. That's a franchise record. And then Brady on the next play flips it to Shane Vereen, walking in all by himself. 17-3, ensuing kickoff. Why do we show it to you?
Either's a big player or boo-boo.
Well, it's a little bit of both because there's the big play by Manning and then the boo-boo by Gostowski.
It's really not a boo-boo.
Kickers are horse collar tacklers, too.
Whenever a kicker can get a man down, good for him.
Next play, Arian Foster had been held down to this point. Runs free. 23, runs for 21, down to the Patriots 26. Next play, Foster for 19, beginning to get ahead of steam here, Mark.
And, man, once this running game for the Houston Texans get going, it's hard to stop them.
And then 3rd and goal, needing a touchdown here. Can't settle for another field goal. Foster does get it across. Further review, play stood as called. It does seem that with one extra push there, he does break the plane. Touchdown, Arian Foster, even though he needed a little bit of body language on the review to do so. It's 17-10. Brady before the end of the half. Normally this is easy points for him. Get down the field, but he's 3 and out. Got to get off the field. Schaub with a couple timeouts to work with now.
Smart play by Houston.
Schaub flips this one to the plus side of the field to Owen Daniels, 11 yards. Down to the Patriots 42. Shane Graham warming. 7 ticks left in the half. Schaub to Owen Daniels over the middle. Right around Graham's line of that CBS figures is his range. And out comes Shane Graham, 55-yard field goal. This would set a postseason record for the building. And Graham,
got it. That's 10 points in about 75 seconds for the Houston Texans to get back in this football game.
17-13 at the half. Schaub is pumping fists, running to the locker room, but then they had to come out of the locker room.
Yep.
Third quarter. Brady's first possession. No Gronk. You got Hernandez. Why is Glover Quinn on the ground?
Gronk went right at him. He attacked his technique, went right at him, ran into him, and ran out of his route.
Or ran over him.
Yes, he did.
Aaron Hernandez. Is this legal?
You attack the man.
Is this legal?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
in Michael Irvin's book is legal. Yes, it is. It's legal. No, just wait. They'll call it.
2 plays later, Stephen Ridley with Vereen already twice in the end zone. Here's Ridley in the end zone now, ridleying that Texans defense. It's 24-13. Texans get the ball back. Schaub to Owen Daniels. Look out. Ball on the turf.
I'm going to tell you right now.
But the referees say that the forward progress had been stopped.
They better get out of the way. We have good games. Get out of the way, refs.
Say forward progress had been stopped.
Get out.
That's not reviewable.
Well, you got to give them one bad call. They do a great job other than that.
Texans get the ball back.
They ain't going to get a check.
And then on 3rd and 16, Schaub to Andre Johnson, moving chains. That's a nice throw.
Johnson, right, just continues to make plays when everybody knows he's the only weapon that they have on the outside.
Now, plus side of the field, Schaub picked off by Ninkovich.
BGT. No. Where was he throwing this football?
Turnover.
The guy was wide open when he was throwing to.
Yeah,
but
man, nobody wasn't wide open, man.
It was a bad read.
He hit Ninkovich. He was wide open.
Can't have turnovers like that. And the Patriots take advantage with Stephen Ridley up the gut, 23 yards. Next play, Tom Brady to Brandon Lloyd making a move, 31-13, 40th career postseason touchdown pass for Brady. 3rd player in NFL history with 40 or more. And just when you think the boat race is on, 4th quarter we go.
Chad gonna play next year.
And in the 4th quarter, it's 4th down and 1. You got to go for it. All those points down. Arian Foster hit.
Great second effort.
Aqib Talib, and he flips over Talib. Bill Belichick's got a red challenge flag in his sock. He challenges it, but it stood as called. Move the chains. 3rd and 9 now. That's Walter, first down.
Man, now that's making plays. Other guys are making plays on that football.
He didn't quite get there.
It sure looked like he did, but
he did.
They say 4th down. He sort of fumbled the ball over it, so Kubiak's got to go for it again on 31-13. What's the play call?
They lost me right there, Rich. Now, talk to him, Marshall. They lost me right there. Our identity is our identity, regardless if it's 13-31. I don't care. You run the football on 4th and 1.
So Brady gets the ball back. What a play. That's a running back out of the backfield. Shane Vereen and Belichick, who's talking to the defense at the time, looks up and sees what happened on the scoreboard. We're back to business with the defense. And the defense gets back on the field, 38-13. Schaub play faking, throwing it to the end zone. And that was a juggled catch in the end zone. And it is ruled incomplete, but there's a challenge flag. You can see that's a touchdown.
A game of inches. Look at that right there. What a beautiful play by Posey. Keeping his focus, making that play, taking that.
Nice touchdown by Posey. 18 points now with the Texans getting the ball back. That's a catch by Walters and a first down. And add on 15 more yards.
Y'all crazy.
And now you're inside the 5 on 4th and goal. There's Arian Foster.
One-on-one with a linebacker. I take that matchup any day. He put that Marshall Faulk on it.
They go for 2, get it. Now they go on sides. Ball's loose. This was the last best chance for the Texans. If they were able to hop on this onside kick, we might have had something late in the game in terms of making it more interesting than it was.
Really.
But instead, Whitney Merciless can hang on, and a merciful ending to the game happens eventually with a 41-28 final score.